In this Microsoft Copilot tutorial, I will show you the following. First, we'll start with Copilot basics, so how to log in, how to use the right version of the tool so you don't lose your job due to security issues, and much more. Then I will dive deep into use cases using Copilot in your emails, using Copilot to analyze PDFs, and such things. Then we will move into your favorite tools, Copilot in Excel and Copilot in PowerPoint, and you won't want to miss this last part, Copilot Agents. I will show you how to save so much time at work, you won't even believe it. Hi, I'm David Fortin, a Microsoft MVP and a CPA, and in the past year, more than 30,000 people have followed my online courses on Copilot or in-person courses. Welcome to my channel, and without further ado, let's dive deep into it. But first, just a few housekeeping rules. So in this presentation, you will have all the file availables in the description below. And also the video is chapters, so if you find it boring, just feel free to skip to the most interesting part for you. And then I will have in the right corner whether the feature that I'm showing you is free or paid, because it's so confusing and it keeps changing. So you will see these little symbols, whether you can use it with the free version of Copilot or the paid version of Copilot. And also make sure you like this video, because I think it will be the most popular Copilot videos of 2026. All right, let's get into the first section, the Copilot basics. So what is Microsoft Copilot exactly? It is a generative AI tool, and don't worry, I will show you everything. But the first thing I want you to know is that you don't need the paid version to do many things in Microsoft Copilot. I hear that all the time, so let me show you here. To the right, we have the Microsoft Copilot, it's called. It's the personal version. You access it by going to copilot.microsoft.com. And I want you to be extremely careful here, because I don't want you to use this version if you're going for business information. In this video, we will cover Microsoft 365 Copilot, which is to the left right here, which is intended for secure data and be used at work. You can see the green shield at the top left right here. It says enterprise data protection applies to this chat. Okay, it's very important that you don't use this one on the right that has like a brown background right here, copilot.microsoft.com. Don't use this one. It's basically a chat GPT, but from Microsoft, right? So let's dive deep into the Microsoft 365 Copilot chat. This is absolutely free for you to use, and it is secure, as you can see with the green shield here. Feel free to click on Enterprise Data Protection and read there. It says that unlike ChatGPT, Microsoft is not using your data to train their model, train their AI tool, right? So here we are in Microsoft 365 Copilot. I'm using the paid version here in my case, which means I have my work and web tab at the top. Okay, I will get back to this later, the difference between the two. But right now, if you're using the free version, that you can go through m365copilot.com, and you will basically see the web tab only, right? So you won't see these two toggles at the top. You will be default on the web tab. And what you can do with Microsoft Copilot is to basically write a prompt. You can see here, I have a text box similar to Microsoft Teams, and I can just enter some text. And I prepared a prompt for you. I said, can you translate this text to English? It is in French. And then I've put this, the semicolon, I think we call. And then I said, David Fortin, CPA, a pro de Microsoft Copilot. It's in French. And then I will just hit send right here. And the AI tool will translate this text to English. It says, hey, David Fortin, and Microsoft Copilot expert. He loves turning boring tasks into productive moments between two coffees. He shows how AI can truly help at work without unnecessary chatter. So that's what I do. I teach Microsoft Copilot to people. And what you've seen here is a prompt. And in this video, I won't show you exactly how to prompt, but it is the most important part to get the best results out of Microsoft Copilot. And I've prepared in my Microsoft Copilot Jumpstart Toolkit some cheat sheets, and one of them, it covers how to prompt in detail following the goal, context, expectation, source, prompt formula. So feel free to pause this video, go in the description below, download the Jumpstart Toolkit, have a look at it, and then come back to the video. Let's hit play. And now let's go into the Copilot use cases. One of my favorite use cases is to compare PDFs. So right here, I have two PDFs. I have the annual report of 2023 and I have the annual report of 2024 of the United Way Canada. I'm nowhere affiliate with these guys. It's just that their annual report is free on the internet. So as you can see here, I have many pages that contains financial information and all other kind of information. You see 28 or 30 pages roughly, and the 2024 report on the right, 30 pages. So I work for them. Let's say it's a fictitious situation, and I want to compare these PDF because I need to prepare for a meeting. So let's go into Microsoft Copilot. So here I am in Microsoft 365 Copilot chat. You can do this with the free version without a problem. So let's read my prompt right here. I give a goal to Copilot: prepare an executive summary for my upcoming meeting with external investors. Let's give a context. I am an executive assistant and I need to present a summary of what happened in the past 2 years at the United Way Canada. And let's put an expectation. I need you to make sections on 1. Revenues evolution from 2023 to 2024. 2. Important actions that have been implemented. 3. Put your own suggestions on what I should add and which questions you think I will receive. And then the source. Very important to give the source. I attach 2 PDFs. One is the annual report of 2023 and the other report is 2024. So I like to give as much details as I can in these prompts, be very clear, be very concise, because that's how an AI tool works. It forecasts the next word. So if you're very precise, you will get better results. And then you can click on the little plus right here, and then you can upload images and files. And I attach the 2 PDFs and I will hit send on my prompt, and you will see the results. It will load in front of your face right now. Copilot will analyze my PDFs and it says, hey, here's an executive summary, and you will see all of the sections that I asked in the prompt. Your prompt is very important. If you missed it, go back, download the Copilot Jumpstart Toolkit that I told you about, and go have a look at the section that says 4 keys to Copilot prompt, and there you go. You can see executive summary. We got the revenues evolution that I asked. We got the key revenue streams. We got the important actions implemented. Also, I want to tell you, always double check AI results. I'm assuming that you are working for this company and you know a little bit what's going on, and then you will have the other section, additional suggestions for your presentation. And, it's an AI tool that we can have a conversation with. So why not ask, can you build a chart for revenue evolution between 2023 and 2024. And then Microsoft Copilot will have a look at the data. If possible, it will make some charts. Again, always double check that it took the right data set, because it's possible that it does some hallucination. So I want you to be extremely careful. It will create the chart here in just a few seconds. All right, here we are. So Microsoft Copilot made my chart, and here I'm not really sure that the results are accurate because, as you can see, there is a huge drop. So what I do normally, I go back, I open the PDF, and I double check the data to make sure that it is accurate. One of the most common use cases is writing an email with AI. So I am in Outlook right now, and as you can see, I have an email from Shauna right here. Maybe I can make it bigger. Here we go. And I will ask Copilot to answer back to this email. So at the top right, I will click on the Copilot button. And in my case, I pay for Copilot, so it has access to all of my 365 environment, including my contact, my emails, my Teams meeting, etc. So I will make sure to be on the Work tab at the top here, and I will say to Copilot, answer to the latest email from Shauna Kenny. Tell her that I can't make it to her speaking opportunity, right? So this lady, she invited me to do a webinar for Copilot in Australia, New Zealand. By the way, I will be able to do it. It's just for the video. So here we go. I asked Copilot, and Copilot, it found the email. You can see, because I pay and I have the Work tab, it says, hey, ANZ CFO Summit 2026. You can see here, ANZ CFO Summit 2026. It is the right email. And Copilot just wrote the email for me. Hi, Shauna, thank you so much, blah, blah, blah. Again, my prompt is not very detailed here. It's more to show you the feature of what you can do. But what if you have the free version of the tool? If you have the free version of the tool, Copilot cannot read your 365 environment. So what I will recommend you to do, you open the email, and what you do is just take everything here, you copy, and then you head back to the chatbot. You create a new conversation. Super important when you switch topic, you create a new conversation, and you will say, answer to this email saying that I can't make it and I'm very sorry. Play some violin a little bit. And then you open the bracket. Very important to be super tight on your prompt. And you just paste everything, close the bracket, enter, and you will have a similar result. And then you just go back, copy, paste the answer. Here we go. Here's a polite and professional response you can use. All right, to the next tip. This use case is legit the one that saves me the most time. We are in Copilot in Teams, and this morning I had a meeting with my executive assistant, my virtual assistant, and I recorded the meeting. And you know, when you record a meeting and you have a paid version of Microsoft Copilot, you can go in the recap tab and you can see the AI summary right here. So it recorded our voices, recorded the meeting, and Copilot on its own, I didn't do anything except recording the meeting, it will do some follow-up tasks to the right. You see here, follow-up task. I have short video production right here. So that's what we discussed during the video. We have the recap of me and my assistant. Here we go. That's me in the morning. I'm very tired. And she is rocking, right? Look at Grania Dogan. Big shout out to Grania Dogan. She helps me a lot. And I have my AI summary here to the right. My meeting notes. We were talking about cloning my voice with AI to make some shorts videos. This is real me, by the way. This is not AI. And you can see I have all of my notes, what we discussed together, and I didn't take any note on a pad or whatever. It's just there with Copilot, and you can see here we got some follow-up tasks. So I give some tasks to Grania, and David as a task to help her with her computer upgrade support, right? So it's super cool. I won't go into much detail, but if you have a paid license, just hit record and you will receive by Copilot a few minutes after a full recap along with the video. And you know, you can even ask questions to Copilot here. Copilot, and we'll say, what did Grania wants about her computer help? You know, and it will say, oh, she wanted some help to pick a new computer because her computer is, you know, about to explode or something like that. So you can ask questions on what happened during the meeting, and that is super, super useful. All right, so I know we went through a lot so far, and I go way more deeper into my Copilot Essentials from AI Beginner to Proficient, which is my masterclass. It has been followed by 1,000 people, and if you want real guidance, show you A to Z, everything that you can do with the tool and really become an AI master in 2026 and get this next promotion, the link is down here, learncopilot.ai/masterclass. It's basically just a longer version of this video, and it really gives you everything that you need, all the instructions. I have also a lot of supporting files and exercise to guide you through and to really become great at this tool, Microsoft Copilot, that you will use for the next 20 to 25 years. Links down here, learncopilot.ai/masterclass. We go deeper into Copilot in Teams, Copilot in Excel, Copilot in PowerPoint. I have a whole module that shows you how to prompt. So have a look at this link, and I will catch you in the next section, Copilot in Excel and Copilot in PowerPoint. Copilot in Excel, my favorite. Let's get into it. I am in the Piggy Beans coffee, so I have sales data right here, roughly 2,000 lines of sales data, right? Your typical ERP report that you will extract. And one thing you need to know, make sure your data is set as a table. To transform your data as a table, click on Insert, and then you will click on Table right here. It will ask you, hey, does your data have headers, etc. And then once it's the case, you will see when you click on your table, you will have table design at the top, right? And then you will be able to change the color of your tables or even name it, right? Super useful for AI to be able to recognize your data set. Let's go back to the Home tab right here. And what I will do, I will click on the Copilot button. If you have the paid version of Copilot, you will have a little arrow. and you will be able to pick between chat and app skills. And everyone, even if you have the free version of Copilot, you should be able to have access to chat in Excel, right? So when you just click here, it's going to bring you on chat. And in my case, I have the work and the web tab. If you don't have the paid version, you only have the free, you will see the equivalent of the web tab, right? And what Copilot in Excel does, it will be able to read some of your data, some of your tables right here. It's the equivalent of attaching an Excel file into M365 Copilot.com, right? So right here, I will ask Copilot to help me with a formula. So I will say, help me write an Excel formula that shows to investigate if the sales amount is above 2,500 and the region is uptown. I will hit send. So let's say I'm beginning in Excel. I don't know how to do that. A basic if formula. Here we go. So Copilot in Excel tells me this, right? It will say, place this formula in a cell where you want the results. And that's the main difference between the free and the paid version. The free version won't do it for you, while in the paid version, you will be able to click on insert and it will just insert the formula. So what I will do here, I will just click right here on copy code, and I will go right here in the cell J2, and I will paste it at the top. And see, I will need to do a little bit of cleaning here. Here we go. And it says if C2 right here is above 2,500 and D2 is up down, put to investigate, else I want you to put nothing, right? I will press enter, and then I have my results. I will double click on the lower right hand corner, and it's going to drag my formula all the way down there. And you can see every time it is above 2,500 and the region is uptown, it will say to investigate. What I can do is just double check my formula. How do I do that? I will filter right here. I will select to investigate. And then I will make sure that in the region, I only have uptown as a region because that's what my formula does. And in the sales amount, I'll make sure that everything is above 2,500. Seems pretty clear to me, right? So that's one use case of the free Copilot in Excel version. It can help you with formula. It can help you make charts to analyze your data as well. Way more on my Copilot in Excel full tutorial 2026 that I released a few weeks ago, a video on my YouTube channel. But now let's get to the paid version of Copilot, which I think will blow your mind, right? So Microsoft came up with a brand new function that is called equal Copilot, and I think it will blow your mind. So right here in column B, this is an example that I received from my friend Leila Garani. Full credits to her. Very useful. So this formula, equal Copilot, very useful to play with text, right? So let me do this prompt right here. I will say equal Copilot. I will open the parenthesis, and in brackets, I will put, or in quotation mark, I should say, I will put my prompt. We've seen what a prompt is, and I will say extract the number from this text, convert it to a real number. And then I will select my reference. I will press enter, and voila, it should transfer here $300 to 300 as a number. And I will just drag down my formula. It's loading, and you can see in B3 right here, $536.54, $536.54. If I change 300 to 400, it will load again 400. Be careful, there are some limitations of this function that I'm going over in my Copilot in Excel 2026 tutorial video that I won't go through here, but here's one more use case. Equal Copilot. So I will show you one thing that happened the other day. I was about to enroll some of my clients into my online courses, Copilot Essentials, and the only thing I had was their email in Outlook like this, right? So that's all I had, but I needed them in a list in Excel. So what came to mind? Let's try equal Copilot. So what I did is I took all of that, copy, went back to Excel, pasted it right here in A2, and see, I have all of the emails, but they're like all split into weird stuff. I don't have them line by line, which I needed. So I will just go again, equal Copilot, and I will write equal Copilot, extract the emails from email addresses, be very clear, from this text, comma, and I will select the text here, and it should do a pretty good work. As you can see, I have it as a column, and what I needed for my online course was just, email, first name, last name, and then I could do some other Excel formula to extract the last name from these emails. Super interesting. Again, I have my Excel videos that will cover way more than that. Feel free to have a look at it. But now let's get into Copilot in PowerPoint. I was giving a presentation to a team here in Canada, and every time I give a Copilot training, I do this. So basically, I have my slides, my presentation right here, 80, 90 slides, right? And I will hit the Copilot button, and you can do this with the free version. And you can see Copilot pane opens, just like in Excel, right? And I have some pre-built prompt at the bottom. See more? And you can see I have a lot of pre-built prompt right here. And, I could ask what are the latest industry trends related to this topic, or, design a simple graphic for the slide. But what I like to do is to either summarize a presentation or to ask the following. I'm giving a training to finance professionals about Microsoft Copilot. I'm expert at Copilot and would like you to help me prepare with the most frequently asked questions about this topic that finance people might ask, right? So Copilot, what it will do, it will analyze all of my slides. It will put its little artificial intelligence in there, and it will help me prepare about Copilot questions that these pros might ask. So it's really useful. Always double check, of course, the results, and then you are prepared for your presentations, right? If you need me to help your team and tailor a training specifically to your team, feel free to reach out, David Fortin, CPA at davidpba.com. I trained more than 1,000 professionals in the past year on the Microsoft Copilot topic. My presentations are fun, very actionable, and trust me, your team will love it. Now, let's get into the Copilot agents. So what is an agent? It's just a tailored version of Microsoft Copilot to execute one specific task. Let me show you. It's very simple. You will see. So I will go here in m365copilot.com and we'll click on all agents. By the way, you don't need a paid license to have access to agents, but if you want an agent that is grounded in your work data through this Microsoft 365 graph that has access to your emails, Teams meetings, Teams messages, you will need a paid license, right? So let me show you here. Click on all agents. And by the way, you will see your agents right here. And Microsoft themselves, they build agents. You will need a paid license for being able to see them. And I will show you the researcher agent. You can see multiple agents right here. I will click on the researcher agent, which helps you search throughout all of your organization. You can see here, researcher uses deep reasoning capabilities to parse through the entirety of your work, context, and the web, make sense of it, and reason through. All right, I'll click here on open. It should be written add if it's the first time that you're using it. Click here. Again, you need the paid version of Microsoft 365 Copilot for this to work. One thing that I like, you're in the researcher agent right here, is using this pre-built prompt right here, the meeting prep. It will help you prepare for your meetings for the next week. When you just click here, it's going to pre-write a prompt, but we're going to write one together from scratch. One thing that you need to pick is the sources right here. Click here, and then you will be able to check where you want Copilot to search. If you want in the web, you click on web. If you want it to have a look at your Word document, you click here. If you want it to have a look at your emails, you click here. Be very, very precise on these checkboxes. If you don't need the web, then check it off. It's going to make sure that Copilot doesn't get confused because it's already confused a lot of times, right? So we'll uncheck that. We'll uncheck the SharePoint in my case, and we'll uncheck Power BI. I didn't even know that Power BI was available. It's brand new, right? And now we're going to write this prompt. Help me prepare for my whole month of January. Have a look at my calendar meetings, my previous Teams meetings and messages. Provide a clear step-by-step action plan so I don't miss anything. So it's brand new 2026. We want Copilot to help us prepare for the month of January. We are overloaded. We had too much coffee and good stuff in December, and now we need help, right? So you can see that researcher agent is getting to work. And when you click here on show more, it will tell you all of the steps that it's doing. It's going through all of your team's messages, your team's meetings as well, your calendar event in Outlook, etc. You can see it's really going through all of that. The search reveals meetings in January 2026, including one tomorrow, January 8, etc., etc. And it's going to put all of my personal calendar right here. So I will stop, show less, and I will just show you the results in just a few seconds. All right, it took the researcher agent roughly 8 to 10 minutes to come up with a crazy plan. The perfect time to make a coffee, right? Oh, that was a bug from 2 days ago, actually. Look at this. Look at this. Here is what the researcher agent came up with. It made me some insight cards with all of my most important meetings, right? It says I have 2 video releases this month and my newsletter every Monday that I need to keep up with. By the way, if you want to subscribe to my newsletter on LinkedIn, it's absolutely free, or have a look in the description below. It says that I have some AI and Copilot training initiative during this month with these clients. It says that I have some networking, collaboration, etc. Right? So it's just a quick recap right here. And if I scroll down, it's going to give me a week by week breakdown with all of my meetings. And when I over here, I can click and it's going to bring me to the meeting in my Outlook calendar. How good is that? So I can keep scrolling down. You can see all of my schedule right here. And at the bottom here, at the end, I have a summary of my key meeting and my key actions. Let's take this one right here, January 8th. It's tomorrow. I have a meeting with Rose, and here are the key actions item to do. So I need to review the shared LinkedIn profiles from Rose. It tells me who's in this meeting. And if I scroll to the right a little bit, I can see that who's responsible for what. I think it's pretty interesting what the researcher agent can do. It goes through all your 365 environment. Once again, make sure you pick the right sources, and now you can basically plan your week. I run this now on every Monday. It helps me to not drop anything between the cracks. So that was an agent made by Microsoft. But what if I will tell you that you can build your own agents? By instance here, I have the PDF analyst for Busy Pros. It's an agent that I made. I've put my own instructions, my own knowledge into it, and I can basically ask, summarize this PDF. And you can see my prompt is pretty light here, and I will go into my files and I will attach the annual report that we've seen together in the first example of this video, the annual report from United Way, and it's going to summarize a PDF, always in the same structure, the same template, because I fed some templates into this. We have the section 1, section 2, key fact for executive, section 3, etc., etc. So it's always going to do this specific task in the same way. So I go through all of that in my Copilot Essentials Masterclass from AI Beginner to Proficient. There's one module strictly on agents. If you want me to help you step by step, this is your next step. But I also have a video on how to build your first Copilot agent. It's right here. In this video, I show you how to create Copilot to write emails just like you. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please subscribe to the channel. I pour my heart into it. You have a lot of it in the description below. So thank you so much. Happy New Year, and catch you in the next video.